Hello, it's Icy. I'm back with a new game. This is Torment, Tides of Numenera. I was one of the people who kickstarted this game, and I have actually not even played it. So, actually I take that back. I've played the first little bit in early access, when it was kind of still doing bug fixes and things. I mean, we're talking like more than, at least 18 months ago. Maybe 2 years? I'm not sure.
Your mind wakes in darkness. Aching cold sets into an unfamiliar body. A distant howling surrounds you, louder with each passing
There is a lot of
second.
reading in this game.
Insistent and invisible hands slap and tear at the membrane that protects you. Your first emotion is an involuntary and formless panic. You feel you have forgotten something important. As if it once meant the world to you. But the details slip away as you grasp at them. You force your eyes open.
Okay. This is a very old school game. Do we look around? I'm going to look at the body.
The body is... wait, you are wearing a form-fitting suit of some dark material. You recall that you were wearing something much more elaborate a short time ago.
Oh.
You have smooth, light brown skin, 5 fingers on each hand,
Handy.
5 toes on each foot. Good muscles, strong but not bulky, and slim hips. Your palms are soft, as if they have not done much labor, but scars and burns on the hands and wrists suggest that you haven't always been careful. Why can't you remember this? Without warning, the cocoon that surrounds you shreds and tears away. You are falling.
I'm going to work out how to turn off the voiceover, and I am going to read this instead, is the
The world
plan.
is many kilometers below you.
Okay, do we... Ooh! First things first is we actually... Actually, no, I can't adjust the volume just yet. No. Okay, I'm going to... look at the horizon.
You are spinning too rapidly to get a good look. You can see a large landmass, a vast body of water directly below you, and scattered archipelagos. But the detail eludes you. A deep black night is above you, its nocturnal clarity disappearing as the haze of atmosphere envelops you.
Ooh, so we've actually fallen from space. Let's try to remember.
It's hazy. You were in a tall passageway, its sides slicked with dew, the air warm and moist, as if you were caught in the breath of a giant organism. You remember fleeing in fear and exhilaration, laughing through the terror.
You can pick all of the different choices. You can play this game multiple times, obviously.
Something ancient and cold, its coiling power the promise of oblivion. Its shadowed tendrils struck at you, and the walls where they landed were torn apart utterly, destroyed beyond any hope of repair. You leapt into a membranous cocoon and fell from the station, the moon, and then you were empty. But who were you? What was that creature? A word
So we're in
surfaces
space. Okay, I've already learned something new than compared to the very last time.
The
Sorrow.
world fills your sight. You're about to hit.
Try and remember
It's your
sorrow.
mind to recall, but you push past it. A creature of the forgotten world.
I'm assuming I'm not going to die this early on.
But it's not you it seeks, is it? It sought the man whose memories you shuffle through now, and you realize suddenly that you are not him.
Ooh.
You were... who? Who were you?
I'm going to do the memories again.
Sidestep everything you know about anatomy, physics, and death, and you were surprised to realize that you do know something about them. And you survived this fall. You suspect that you might be able to reawaken a dormant strength you sense inside you. But who could possibly survive a fall from this height?
Hello? Maybe you want to pay attention to the fact you're about to die.
You remember reaching an escape tube, and you remember being struck by a tendril of force, and then the fall. The fall. You open your eyes in time to see a riot of color around you, your descent barely slowed, and then agony flares throughout your body as a crunching impact destroys you. The last thing you hear is a rapidly cycling line of energy, and then...
Oh!
darkness.
Wait! Did I die after all? No, I did not die. Oh, that's handy. Okay. Alright. Let's have a look at some options here, shall we? Sound. Master volume. Down quite a bit. Okay, voiceover volume. Let's get rid of that, because I am going to read these. Graphics. Let's go up to the actual graphics so we can run it. Yes, I wish to keep the new setting. Brightness, contrast, V-sync, full screen, anti-aliasing high, use dynamic cloth, okay. Controls, we will learn that as we go. Text size, medium. Actually, no, let's go up to large now as we just changed the resolution. Camera, hybrid mode, camera speed, free, I don't know about these ones. But asterisk to italics, I mean, alright. English keyboard, mouse, skip intro movies? No. Hide movement box? What a movement box? I don't know. Okay. Return to game. Oh! Wait. Oh. It's dark. Let's go. Can we look? Yes. Okay, interact. Jumbled thoughts cloud your head as you study the empty bowl before you. Drops of liquid fall from the ceiling, splattering on the ground next to the bowl. The light from every drop is reflected in the bowl's round hollow, as if it hungers for that light and it wants to be filled. Yet the bowl remains dry. Another drop falls from the ceiling and splashes across the pylons, wasted. So we can move the bowl using our might skill. Do we have any might skill? Examine the bowl, leave the bowl alone. Examine the bowl. You trace your fingers over the slippery, overlapping scales that spiral up from the bottom of the bowl. A sharp-toothed rim plucks at your skin. It's going to be tricky to move this bowl without slicing your fingers on the edge. You might have to put some effort into it. Reflected light streaks across the surface of the bowl as another droplet falls from the ceiling. Okay. Examine it again. The slick, overlapping scales of sharp, hungry edges that nip at your flesh. Each shining drop of light from the unseen ceiling seems to linger in the bowl's polished depths. Alright, let's try again. Okay, so you've encountered your first task. You have 3 stat pools: might, speed, intellect, that you can use to increase your chances of success. And this is called using effort. To more easily move the bowl in front of you, use left mouse to spend might for a higher level of effort. Don't worry if you fail in the task. In Torment, failure often results in interesting outcomes. Okay, so let's use 1 point of might. Okay, yeah. Continue. We failed! Oh! The edges of the bowl tear at your flesh as you seize it through the plane, holding the bowl over to the glowing pool of fallen light, but you took 1 damage to the health pool. Okay, so this is programmed using Unity, and obviously a 3D isometric. The blood trails from your fingers into the hungry depths of the bowl. Drop by drop it fills, your blood mixing with the light until the air itself takes on a strange reddish hue. Ripples spread over the blurred outline of your reflection. This has genuinely got different ways to do this game. Paths that you take in this game do not necessarily interact. You can play this game where some other games it's like, take this path, but you end up in the same spot. I'm pretty sure this game, no, it's like very unique places. A sanguine radiance spills across the segmented floor, washing away the nearest shadows and pouring into your mind, melting the ragged edges of your fragmented thoughts. You are not whole, not yet, but you have begun to heal from the damage done in your long fall. A voice calls out from somewhere high above, beyond the reaches of the spreading light. Hello, are you still alive down there? We're up here. Build a path up to us and be careful. Okay. right, we have the zoom in and out. I'm going. Or perhaps I'm coming. As soon as you touch the orb, a memory floods your mind. You stand in front of a rusted door. The air is humid and dank. You've had a moment's respite from this waterlogged hell, a bubble of stale air, your resting point. You've breathed water before, and you've lived decades beneath the waves. But this body's an air breather, and the constant pressure has been crushing you ever so subtly. Worse, your companion's mind seemed to be wandering from the task at hand. He's a genius with machines, as well you know, but now he seems distracted. The device in his hands is covered in knobs, wires, and antenna. He believes it can get the two of you through the corroded door, but he's merely staring at it. Perhaps he's lost faith in his invention, but it's hardly your concern. This mission cannot be delayed. It must proceed. So I can deceive him by telling him you've heard sounds of pursuit, threaten him until he returns to the task at hand. This has taken too long. Cast a spell, an esotery, to fix the device yourself. So as we choose these options, both in the fall and through this, we're actually determining our character. I'm going to cast a spell. You mumble a few words, drawing power from the air around you until a solution appears in your mind. You snatch the device from his hands, rewire it, and shove it back at him. Oh, he says, examining the work. Sorry, I was trying to improve the thing. He waves the device at the door, and the stale air of your bubble freshens as the door swings open. A dark hallway lies beyond, a passage that links the water-bordered cells in the aquatic viewing area. What you seek lies there. Moments later, you're underwater again, your hands closing around a strange yet familiar artifact. You need to complete something? It hovers above a pedestal, rotating in the dark water. An electric current runs through your fingers as your hand crosses the vertical plane of the pedestal. An iridescent field coalesces so fast that the wave of pressure dazes you for a moment. The rising pulse of sonar alarm ripples through the water. The guards won't be far behind. Run. You can come back for it. They won't be able to protect it forever. Disable the pulse. Use a device to stop them. One of the ciphers in your belt. You need to disable the pulse. You focus on the cloudy base of the pedestal. Your fingers instinctively find the control panel for the jeweled force field, almost as if you had built it in the first place. You remove it, casting it to the side, and you reach inside to deactivate the crystals that power both the pulse and the pedestal. As you remove them, a scaly hand falls on your shoulder. Your head whips around, and you see only the blackness of a piscine eye. The memory begins to fade, as if you're being drawn backwards through a tunnel, and you hear more pylons rising from the pit. Something is wrong. The events within the orb have settled into the gap in your mind, but the edges of it are rough, as though the memory itself is not truly yours. There's something else, a gust of sour air pulling at you, like a predator inhaling the scent of its prey, at the far end of a dark, whispering field. A hallmark of this game, and others more recently by the In Exile studio, could I have a mouse? Are outstanding writers. And when I say writers, I don't just mean game writers. I actually do mean like novel writers. You stand beside a woman on a verdant crag. Beneath the two of you is a broad plateau, towering above an overgrowth far below. Strange machines have been built into the cliffside, presumably for reconnaissance or defense. A metallic disc gleams from the center of the plateau. Your self-aware humanoid machines drill into the base of the cliffs below. If you're looking for a sanctuary, and you were, desperately, it seems to be the right place. I don't know about this, the woman says, her voice flat, neutral. Her face is turned away from you. What makes this place any more secure than the other ones we've found? Draw her attention to the hidden details that your more experienced eye can clearly see. Use your charm to persuade her of the merits of the site and to remind her of time constraints. Convince her with the wisdom of your superior intellect. Definitely one. You shade your eyes against the bright sun so you can point out the thin bands radiating from the metal disc. How the energy from those bands affects the local fauna, suggesting an enormous source of prior world energy. She thinks deeply. Is it geologically sound? Have you run the sounding samples and checked the strata? No major caverns or weaknesses showed up in your resonance scans? She waits for your affirmation and says, "Alright, I'm convinced." The two of you sketch your plans for the sanctuary, drawing schematics and architectural diagrams. Then you descend into the plateau to examine the open ground. The woman suggests having one of the servitors build a shelter for your time here. You try to draw one of the constructs away from its task, but it doesn't respond to your voice. When you lay a hand on its shoulder to reinforce your command, it whirls and strikes you across the face with inhuman speed. It turns back to your task, ignoring you. Your companion helps you to rise, laughter in her eyes. It seems your construct has other ideas. What's the matter with it? Okay, so use the Numenera integrated into the construct's body to overwhelm the behavior function. Examine the construct for mechanical faults and look for a deeper solution. Perhaps it's an effect of the metallic disc itself. So the Numenera is kind of like the spirit of the world, kind of, but also the science embedded in the world and the energy and the magic. It's a very interesting idea, but I'm going to look for a deeper solution. A mist falls onto the plateau as you wrap a fiber shielding mesh around the construct's skull. The mesh powers up, protecting the construct's mind from any transdimensional emissions that might be in the area. Taking a deep breath, you repeat your command. Acknowledged, it obediently trundles to the site of your new shelter. The image freezes and then fades, and you feel the memory filling in a gap in your mind, blocked by a jagged block. You stagger, clutching your head, and reclaiming your memories hurts. And once more there's something else. Hairs lift one by one on the back of your neck. Something beyond this room can sense what you're doing, and it is hunting you. Alright. So... no sign or symbol tells you what might be behind this enormous door. A dull chill radiates from its bronze segmented surface, and the thick metal wheel seems frozen in place. I guess we're coming here. A vision of a city springs up around you, your city in flames and under attack. Her defenders have fought and died all day, and still the attackers keep coming. They fight as if your destruction were demanded of them. They care nothing for mercy, surrender, or plunder. What they want is blood. But you have brought a keen-eyed companion to the top of the tower. She has seen the way to stop the invaders. You need to get her to safety, and you need to rally your defenders. But even as you turn towards the door of the tower, two of the attackers descend from a hovering machine. You don't have time to strike at them before they land. One is brutishly large, his weapon a vibrating axe. The other is slim, sheathed in glassy armor, holding a hilt with a sizzling invisible blade. Your companion backs away. She's too young to help. Your enemies advance single file, contained by the parapet. Okay. Trade blows with the giant. You can handle it, for at least for a strike or two. Duck under the giant's swing and attack before he can strike. Fight defensively and figure out who presents the greater threat. Yes. The memory seems crystal clear. The giant is menacing, it's true, but the invisible blade of his companion is more worrisome still. The energy field that flickers and waves around it suggests that she can carve matter at the molecular level, tearing pieces of her target into nothingness. If you're to save yourself, best bet is to tackle her first. She's stuck behind the giant, waiting her turn to attack, but unable to bring her weapon to bear until he's out of the way. But it's clear that she expects him to handle you, and her eyes rove behind you, her focus on your ward. She's certainly not expecting you to dive between the giant's legs and come up inside her guard. She can't bring her blade to bear in time, and you drive your dagger up under her chin. You catch her before the deadly blade drops onto you and spin her around. The weapon slashes into the giant, and he topples, bisected. The immediate threat ended. You focus on finding a way back to your allies. You open the tower door and rush down the stairs. The door at the base is slightly cracked, opening just a bit into the hall, and you hear more of the enemy soldiers beyond. So I can hurl myself at the door and knock them to the ground, crack the door open to sneak past them, charge through, counting on your defenses to protect you. Fell yourself against the door. You charge through the dim shadows, dropping your shoulder into the door at the last minute. It bursts open. Halfway through its arc, it crashes into the pair of enemy soldiers, scattering them. You race through the door, blade in hand, and you dispatch your stunned foes before they have a chance to move. Their blood begins to pool in the hallway. The memory begins to fade, and you find yourself back in your own body. Your temples throb with the racing force of your heartbeat, and the reclaimed memories blaze within you like a bonfire on a mountain peak, visible to every predator for kilometers around. A tremor rocks the floor beneath you as though a massive fist struck the room itself. Swaying on your feet, you see a frantic movement within the borders of a mirror edge. Wait, mirror? On the edge of the room. Hang on. The border of this mirror is lavishly decorated with a dizzying number of interlocking symbols. Daggers, masks, brushes, amulets, and more. But that's nothing to what you see in the glass. You see a vast crowd of people, exact doppelgangers of you, shoving, arguing with, and fighting each other. Most are drab imitations, but a precious few are vivid and pull your attention. Each of them bears an intricate pentagonal tattoo on their head. In their eyes, their actions, you see the memories you discovered within the orbs and the choices you made shining like distant stars. Your hand twitches at your side as though some of the bright doppelgangers ignore you. Some of the bright doppelgangers ignore you. An even smaller number immediately turn to you, waiting for you to choose them and learn what you might become. A rumble shakes the room, and a slow vibration spreads from the darkness below, rippling towards the ceiling. Point at the doppelganger observing all the others, or step away from the mirror. Sliding around the edge of the unruly crowd, the doppelganger cautions you to silence with the finger at its lips. Together you scan the room and the inhabitants, noting every potential hazard, hearing every drip of stained liquid in the depths beneath your feet. Quietly, the doppelganger waits for your decision. Yes, that's who I am. The remaining doppelgangers scatter for the edge of the mirror and vanish. Your chosen identity steps forward. Its appearance changes as it steps out of the rippling glass. Its face exudes intelligence and confidence. Shadows of several devices shimmer around it, technology of several kinds, a myriad of ages past. You get the feeling it and you would be comfortable with all of it. Though the word nano sounds defined. Gained a descriptor. Observant. Nice. Your doppelganger continues walking, stepping into you, filling you, making you whole. Your decision rings out into the cavernous room, awakening and locking vast mechanisms behind the walls. Suddenly a grotesque noise rings through your shared world, like a bell if bells could rot. Something is coming. The mirror fades, leaving a dark open doorway. Take a deep breath, step through. Character creation. Your choices in memories and the mirror have begun to build your character, but now you have the opportunity to decide on a number of details. First, you can decide to change your type. The type defines the abilities and skills that you'll be able to acquire as you advance. Okay, so I've picked a nano. Nanos are sometimes called mages, wizards, sorcerers, or witches by the people of the Ninth World. Whatever they're called, nanos are masters of the mysteries of the past to a degree that they seem to perform miracles using esoteries, spell-like invocation that combine gestures, command words, and psychic disciplines. They tap into nanospirits, luminous particles, and use the landscape to alter reality or to learn things that they couldn't otherwise know. Okay, so we have a concentration increase, a cipher limit increase, onslaught. Okay, a range, target one enemy range, choose a damage type, deal 5 damage to that type and confer a minor additional effect based on choice. Defended by willpower, consumes an action. Okay, so I have +2 to my intellect pool, whatever that means. +5 health at each tier level. Gain 2 abilities at each tier level. Oh, is that for the... Ah. Oh, I see. Ah, that's for the nano. Okay, so I could change to a Jack. Intrepid explorers and adventurers. Jack of all trades, hence the name, although the world also harkens back to fables involving a wily, resourceful hero who always seems to be named Jack. Jacks are at their best when they combine weapons, armor, esoteries, ciphers, and a clever tongue. They are treasure hunters, grifters, skalds, rogues, and experts in a variety of fields. And a glaive. Glaives are the elite warriors of the Ninth World, using weapons and armor to fight their enemies. Scouts, guardians, warlords, and soldiers with glaives. Most glaives either have a high might and use the heaviest armor and weapons available, or a high speed and stick with light or ranged weapons and a light or medium armor. Okay, so a fighter. Ah, I could be an observant glaive with speed and intellect? I don't know. Okay, so we get... If we pick Jack... Oh, I see. Training level inabilities. I can't... Deception. We have opportunist. Practice in armor. I don't quite know. So nobody can use running? Okay, so as a nano, I can't use... Okay, I actually think I'm gonna go with something quite simple. I actually do think I'm gonna go with the glaive. But a speed-based one. In medium and light armor. I think it would be a good idea. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So let's go next. Stat pools are the resources you use to apply effort or activate abilities. You can distribute points as you see fit. Glaives tend to favour might and or speed, while nanos favour intellect. Jacks benefit from a balance. Okay, so might or speed. We have 2 foils. Okay, let's take speed. Actually take 2 lots of speed. Speed represents the character's dexterity and reaction time. Increases every 2 points of speed, increases evasion by 5. Alright. Next. Abilities unlocked by your type can be active actions such as attacks or spell-like esoterics or unique passive effects. Okay, so unfailing precision, 10% critical success on weapon attacks. Okay. Skill with defense. Okay, gives me evasion and willpower. Okay. Taunt. Okay, I don't think I want a taunt or a hook. Okay, this is a grappling. Well, I think I'll take precision. I mean, unless I can... No, I can't select that? Okay, well, we'll take precision. That's fine. Most skill increase your chance of success on specific kinds of actions or tasks, but some give other passive bonuses. Each skill starts at the novice level and can be increased to trained and specialized, granting a bonus. Descriptors often leave some skills at the inability level, meaning they inflict penalties. When upgraded, they return to the novice level. Oh my god, okay. So if I... Oh, okay. Bonus movement distance on crisis turn. Inability reduces the movement. Right, so... I can remove the inability from running and just take it back to novice. 5 health per level. Quick fingers. Plus 15 bonus on difficult tasks. My skill. Smashing. Okay. So we just had one. I think we just had one. Okay. Well, now that I've selected it, I don't seem to be able to unselect it unless I go back. Okay. No, I seem to have selected it. Ah, I see. Yeah, okay, so I can... So I can go double perception if I wanted. No, I think we'll just take passive running. Yeah, we'll just take running. Weapon skills. Okay. We want medium weapons, crossbows, rifles, single-handed melee weapons. Okay. Two-handed melee weapons or cannon-like ranged weapons. Range weapons. Aiming crossbows, pistols, stranger firearms. Light weapon. Daggers, clubs, pistols. Melee. Swords, axes. Ah, I see. So I can take ranged and medium. Let's take ranged. Can I take more than one? No, just the one. Okay, I'll take ranged. Yep. Although you chose your descriptor from among many doppelgangers in the mirrors, you now have the chance to view specific bonuses and penalties it grants. You can also examine the effects of other doppelgangers or descriptors and choose one if you wish. Okay, look, Observant is actually kind of good. Plus training in perception and concentration. -1 in running. Let's see. Okay, what other ones do we have here? Cautious, perception, stealth, charming, persuasion, deception, clever. Okay, clever gets you -1 in mystical lore and -1 in machinery. Interesting. Graceful, to speed and quick thinking, -1 smashing. Intelligent. Okay. Learned. Natural skill, lore, machinery, healing, but not healing. Mechanical, mystical, observant, rugged, slick. Slick gives you persuasion and quick. Stealthy. Light weapons. But -1 in initiative skill and running. Strong. Strong-willed. Swift. Oh. Maybe I just like swift, but you get negative in stealth. Tough wrath. Look! Let's just leave it. This is your last chance to change the last carved off character type or descriptor. Yes. Skills have the following levels. Okay. let's see where we go now. Spectre. Everything about the spectral figure seems dreamlike. Its hazy silhouette, who seems to be made of blue glass smoke. He wears stylish, well-cut clothes. His handsome, bearded face seems hauntingly familiar, though you've never seen him before. He breathes a sigh of relief when he sees you. We weren't sure that would work. We pulled our strength and channeled it through me to reach you, to wake you up. He glances at the other figures and frowns unhappily. It took more out of them than we thought. The other reflections. They're more like shadows now. Look, I bet you've got a lot of questions. This whole place is basically your mind. Your body's still out there in the real world, healing from that fall. You'll need to get out there and finish the process. He shrugs. It shouldn't be too hard. So, before I met you, I'd felt like something was hunting me. Do you know what it was? The spectre, he closes his eyes. That's a memory I don't want to recall. Large, black, furious. It's our death. It's the sorrow. He closes his eyes. I hope it's lost interest in you. If it finds us, we're done for. You said I had to finish the process. What do you mean by that? He replies, after you wake up from this dream state and attune to the tides, you'll need to find something called a resonance chamber. Your body should have landed somewhere near it. Just climb inside that. Everything will be fine. What do you mean, attune to the tides? He replies, the tides are a force, like gravity or magnetism or something, except they respond to people's actions and perceptions. Your body, that is, your body in the real world, needs the tides to survive. It's not something you need to worry about. Your body will attune as it wakes up. What's a resonance chamber? I remember pieces about it, but not the whole. It's a crystal sarcophagus. I remember it having 5 mechanical arms around it and a metal ring set in the floor. I think we were aiming for it when we fell. When you open your eyes in the real world, it should be nearby. With those other people, called them reflections. Ooh, have a codex entry. That's what they are, as I said, it's your mind. You'll find reflections of people you knew, people you met in the real world, and with whom you shared some kind of psychic connection. I don't know how or why, it just happened. This place is my mind. Why don't I remember any of this? Any of you? It's your mind. A construct built to, I don't know, share thoughts? Store your true self? Wait, you know how people say, in the first place? This is definitely the first place of your memory. Well, it was the first place for me anyway. You probably know better since it's yours. If you don't remember now, maybe it'll come to you later. Tell me about this place again? I told you as much as I know. It's your mind, and that means you're in control. You just need to figure out how to unlock its secrets. I don't know how, but I think the resonance chamber will do that for us. It'll untie us, make us whole again. Who are you? He pauses and looks down at himself, considering a long time before asking. I'm you? I'm part of your mind, a splinter. I was waiting here for you. We called you with memories of the others who were here. I don't know what happened next. How do you know all this? All that you're telling me? He throws up his hands in frustration. I'm just part of you. I look at you and I know. This place was made for you, for us. And I remember pieces of knowledge that come to me when you ask your questions, but that's all. So how do I get back to the real world? There's a portal down there. It'll take you back to your body. Just step through it, and the whole tides thing should take care of itself. He crosses his arms. When you wake up, find the resonance chamber and activate it. Then we can... What the hell is that? Okay. Gods, it's the sorrow! Uh-oh. What are we gonna do? The sorrow is anchored to those reflections. It's devouring their power. We have to get rid of them, destroy its anchors, or the sorrow will erase us forever. Crisis initiated. Kill the reflections. Oh, anchoring the sorrow to your mind. Crisis begins when you enter a dangerous situation. Crisis is a turn-based encounters where you can fight, sneak, manipulate the environment, or talk your way out of trouble. Each turn you can take one action to attack, or activate an ability. You can also make one roll. Okay. The reflection near you, kill it, and then loosen the size and... Do I have a mouse? Oh, use mouse to attack an enemy or to move position. Try clicking the highlighted character now. Effort can be applied to attacks to increase your chance to hit. As with other tasks, each level of effort increases your current chances by 20%, plus 1 start. Unarmed attacks use speed, but other weapons and abilities might use lightning impact. Okay. Okay, sure. Oh, I just killed myself. Oh, sorry, What? It's escaping. It's going inside your mind. Now run. Get the next one. Okay. You can sacrifice your action turn to do double move instead of attacking. The movement preview line turn for perfect when over position requires a double. Alright. I know it's out of range. Okay, Shadow's turn. My turn? Yep. Kill him. Apply effort to the attack. Okay. How much effort do I have? Basic attacks continue. Oh, I see. I have an effort pool, which is... No, we can't afford a miss. Next time you've got to hit it. Uh-oh. We failed at 85%. Ouch. You can move somewhere to spend your remaining move, but if you want to end your turn early, into. Actually, sure. Unreachable. Okay. End turn. Can't get past that one. Alrighty. Attack. Oh god. Ready? Okay. Alrighty. Now we can move. Infection. What's it doing? It's infecting it somehow. Okay. Battles a temporary condition with status effects that can improve or reduce character stats. So it's a buff or a debuff. The story has just placed a buff on the remaining reflection. You can't remove this battle, but you might get a find a way to overcome it. Okay, like what? Running into this thing? I mean, am I now just meant to attack it? I don't know. I guess so. Let's try for 100% attack. Oh. Okay. The armor stat reduces physical damage. The Fatal by the Sorrow boosted its armor by 10, meaning it absorbed 10 points of damage from each attack. Oh! The Reflection's armor is now too high for you to overcome with your unarmored attack. What am I meant to do? The reflection is protected. You need to find a way to hit it even harder. How? Okay, what's that? Can I look at something? Grab that piece of mirror glass. It may have enough residual energy to kill it. Yeah. Oh, over here. Okay. Loot. All. To activate a work, the item's location. Items are above your portrait. Then click on a territory you want to target. Oh! Gosh, it's a bit, she's an enemy. It's a bit laggy. Pried it loose. That thing is a cancer, an infection. It's unstoppable. Stop it. Holds his head in his hands. I can't believe it found us in here. He looks at you, terror in his eyes. That thing, sorrow, it's been hunting you. It's what killed you in the first place. It'll keep hunting you until you activate the resonance chamber. I didn't remember until I saw it. But that's why the chamber is so important. You have to get back and activate the chamber before it's too late. The portal to your bottle, the portal to your body is that shimmering dome there. Go now. Go. Okay. Oh, where did she fall from? Her body is smashed to talc. It's a wonder she's still breathing. All I saw was the corona, but not her origin point. But look, she's healing already. Spontaneous regeneration. Will you look at... Wait, I know that face. Ugh, what was that? What did you do, Kalistegi? His tone has become accusatory, suspicious. You open your eyes. First thing you notice is this man's kaleidoscope of tattoos writhing across his forearms. He wears a long dark coat belted at the waist, supplies filling the pockets. His boots are worn and stained with years of travel. You blame me? She emitted an internally physiological reaction in response to the fall, probably related to that fantastic healing process. Obviously, allergen. Her voice royal hisses, and you have to rub your eyes to be sure that you're not seeing double. Faint echoes of her actions trail from her, each nearly imitating her, through though some act and react to stimuli that you can't perceive. Her vivid hair and outrageous clothing remain a constant through the shadows. Oh yes, it's obvious, Kalistigi. His voice is grim and clipped. Then he sees you looking at him. You're no ordinary. We know that much. Start talking. His voice is hard and set. His face is hard and set as well. I will choose. Who are you? Dominant tide changed. Legacy has shifted. I don't know what that means. If you don't remember who I am, you're more self-centered than I'd ever imagined. Silver tide. Razor tide. What? Why would I know who you are? You know she's not the change. Again. Am I not? It's her face! I've never seen any other people rebuild themselves like that. Only the changing god could have healed so quickly. He sighs and rubs his face, trying to regain his composure. Maybe you could help me for a change? You know what this means to me. You're familiar with the word changing, Allegren? It implies inconsistency, thus the changing god may well have changed. Several versions of her shrug, and she addresses you. You'll have to forgive him. He believes you're someone he once knew, even though it's painfully obvious to anyone that you were newly born. Her most solid self curtsies while the others bow or spin. And I, and my sisters, am Kalistigi. This is Allegren. We're explorers, knowledge seekers. That's how we came to be in this. If I am not mistaken, you are what we call a cast-off. The changing god created you, body and mind. Your sire used your body for a time, then abandoned it for reasons of his own. When his mind departed for a new experience, you were born in a cast-off shell. Where are we? What is this place? Actually, I think we're into a general conversation now. A sanctum of your sires. The common belief is he has several such places throughout the Ninth World, possibly other worlds as well. We were only just able to gain entrance to this one because of your grandness. Who is the changing god? Ha! That's something coming from you. Kalistigi gives him a sidelong glance. The changing god is your sire, dear. He discovered a path to immortality long ago, the means to transfer his self to a new body of his own creation. I don't think he knew, however, that when he abandoned one body, another mind was birthed to fill the void. Oh, he knew all right, says Allegren. He eyes you up and down coldly. The only thing the changing god cares about is himself. He doesn't give a single thought for those he leaves behind. If you know the changing god through my body, why do you keep referring to my sire as he? We know your creator through legend and research. He's taken the form of men, women, visitants, and other things. His form is fluid, as his name suggests. The stories about the changing god always refer to him as him. It's easier, Allegren says. You are a woman. The changing god is himself. Are there other cast-offs? Dozens, hundreds, who can say? Your sire has been doing this for several centuries. Allegren says, though if any of them were born the way you claim to have been, it's a wonder any of them survived. I'm not claiming anything. So you say I was born when the changing god left, but why am I not dead? Allegren says, I used a cipher to slow your fall further, but the damage would have still killed an ordinary person. But think about it. If you're the kind of person who can make your body into anything you want, what do? You've constructed bodies for centuries. You want to make each one better than the last. You want to live forever. You're not going to let your life fail by an accident. No, you're going to make strong bodies, fast, powerful. Maybe throw in regeneration while you're at it. The changing god has always been vain, says Calliste. He rarely stays for long in a shell that doesn't suit him. Self-image? She looks you up and down, her smile suddenly unnerving. Perhaps the changing god fled because he didn't want to wear those scars of yours. What was that blast of energy when I woke? As I was telling my colleague, it was obviously a physiological reaction of some kind. I've never witnessed the birth of a cast-off, but yes, it could very well have been caused by your nascent consciousness. Don't worry, I don't believe it caused any real harm. Not to me, at least. Allegren says, really? You've been more abrasive than ever since... He shoots her a sidelong look. She just can't empathize with other people unless she's experimenting. Do you know anything about the tides? I've heard the time before. A subject your sire studied in great depth. I'm afraid it isn't my field of inquiry. I want to ask about something else. Of course, child. You must be so disorientated. Before I woke, I was in some kind of dreamlike labyrinth with a glowing spectre. With how hard you hit the ground, I'm surprised that's all you saw, says Allegren. Is falling from the sky didn't kill me. Is there anything that can? Callista says, an excellent question. Having seen your regrowth ability, regenerative abilities in action, I suspect they are primarily physical. A regrowth. If that's the case, you'd be unable to survive most varieties of the psychic or molecular decomposition, disintegration, conflagration, and so forth. Degenerative diseases could pose a problem. I know of several entities capable of psychic destruction. As she speaks, a vision flashes into your mind. It's not yours exactly. Somehow you know this is a memory of the changing gods. You're in a dark room lit by a myriad of blinking lights and holograms from the many machines surrounding you. What about a body that can withstand the sorrow's attacks? A voice says. It seems to be coming from one of the machines. No, you reply. The thing has no respect for barriers of any kind. Physical, temporal, psychic. This is the only way. A series of gestures bring up an image of a crystalline pod. If the resonant chamber works, it will give us the power to stop Sorrow's... Trying to hang that up. Sorrow's hunt once and for all. We just need the right focal point. A catalyst. Nobody ever calls him. I just took the battery out. The memory fades. Callista is still talking. You realize that the device you saw in the memory is identical to the one behind you now. It looks just like the spectre had described it, a transparent sarcophagus inside a crystalline dome with mechanical arms arrayed around it on a metal ring. Unfortunately, the dome is shattered. The sarcophagus is cracked. and one of the arms is in pieces on the floor. Whatever it's functioning, clearly to repair. Callistae, or flesh-eating viruses. One presumes disfigurement by the iron wind would be likewise devastating enough to... I think she gets the point, Callistae. I saw a vision of myself in another time and place just now. You didn't see it too, did you? I saw you stare into space while Callistae graphically described all the ways you could die, but that's about it. I only noticed because I did the same thing. Do either of you know anything about sorrow? I've had my share of sorrows, but never the sorrow. What is that? A disease? Callistae's mouth compresses in a tight line. I know nothing about it. Do either of you know how to fix that crystal chamber there? Allegren chuckles, then firm and certain he says, not likely, though it might not be impossible. You need people with the appropriate knowledge. I'm sure the cult of the changing god will hold the answer. Callistae, her distaste is evident from the expressions of her echoes, although the face in the one in the lead remains carefully impassive. Turn to the insane to help him. Where's your judgment, Allegren? I would take it to the Order of Truth. The Order of Truth, says Allegren. Are you mad? They would sooner take us apart. What is the Order of Truth? Knowledge seekers, the learned who try to wrest secrets from the hearts of the prior world. They gather in the city to exchange their findings and help humanity build a brighter future. She smiles brightly. Our friend Allegren here was once one of them. Frauds, quack slavers, charlatans. They don't have all the answers, and I do not trust them with the changing world's secrets. You're just angry that they couldn't help you with yours. Her echoes tinkle laughter. But I am being too cruel, dear Allegren. Let us take our new friend to the Order. What's the cult of the changing god? Despite what she says, they're not insane. Insane tricks. She laughs, but he soldiers on. The worshippers of, well, you or your sire, the changing god, they devote their lives to understanding your comfort. Okay. Do we have any other questions? Okay, so we can take one of them as a helper, or we can do it on our own. I think we will ask Callistae, take me to the Order of Truth. Of course! Once I provide an introduction to the priest, we'll have your chamber fixed in no time. You'll end up well out your clothes and broken in a ditch while she laughs it off as a good experiment. It's probably best I come with you as well. Suspicious as always, Allegren child, the world's an exciting place, but it is full of dangers. Rest assured, one of us will get you to safely where you need to be. I'll be right behind you. A sunny smile crosses her face. Why do you want to go with me? What's in it for you? I won't deny, dear, that you're an exciting find, but it's not about that. I just want to see you safely out of the reef. Kid, you're not safe here, and not just because you're new. Treasure hunters trawl the reef, scavengers who'd sell you for parts if they knew where you came from, what you were. Alright then, let's go. You've gained your first companion. They will follow you, follow the last cast off, and can be controlled during a crisis. You can speak to them about their pasts and take advantage of their unique abilities and skills. Companions have their own motivations and personalities, and depending on choices you make, they may not follow you forever. You'll find more companions who will join you as you travel through the ninth world. Take this opportunity to explore your surroundings. You may find items, equipment, and more to assist you. When you are ready, you can leave the broken dome and the stairs to the northwest. Well, that actually seems like an excellent spot. Leave it. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining me in the land of the ninth world, the tides of Numenera, the latest Torment game from In Exile. Details will be in the comments below where you can get this game for yourself. There are so many choices, different ways to play this. It is impossible to see everything, so you will only see my version. Yeah, if you like this sort of game, grab it for yourself. Thank you very much for watching. Do give us a thumbs up if you liked this video. Please do subscribe, click the face for more videos like this, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.